Third time's a charm, right? Third time is definitely the charm, right? Right? Third time's the charm. Third time is the charm. I don't think third time's the charm. I'm going to just kind of switch my screen up there a little bit, see if this is actually working. As I was saying, the first time I tried to attempt this, it has been 3 years since I've done this. Cool, Twitch is working. Um, Yay. Um, does not look like Facebook is working. But in the end, if Facebook doesn't work, that really isn't any skin off my ass. But as I was saying at my first attempt, um, it has been over 3 years since I've done this. Um, I don't know why, but it has. Uh, and I swear to God, it still says I'm playing 7 Days to Die. I, and it says, Twitch says 7 Days to Die. Um, Facebook says still says Wizardry. So, I don't know why it wants to do that. That's really freaking annoying. I suspect it's Restream being picky as shit. Yes. Oh,
Cool.
mute,
Twitch
mute,
is
mute, mute,
working.
mute, 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 mute. Um, so we're just gonna see uh, Friday night in space, Elite, Dangerous, because that's what I'm gonna play in a few minutes. Oh wow, I am just all over the place, aren't I? I am just a happy little guy all the frick over the place. Um, all right, so hey, look at that. Twitch now has the right caption. I'm not too worried about Facebook. And I'm not overly worried about YouTube, to be honest. Um, Neat, it still does the closed captioning on Facebook. So, a lot. I mean, a metric shit ton has happened in the last 3 years. My last, I know my last stream was that big 10-hour stream that I did for charity. And I know that none of the people are on right now that probably remember that. Okay, like one or two people are watching at all. Um, I certainly am grateful to the people that did watch that and the people that donated to Second Life that day for epilepsy, for Children's Hospital for Epilepsy. It was done in honor of a young man that is a friend of mine's godson and nephew, and another young man who is another friend's son who had undergone a fair amount of surgery in order to um, alleviate his symptoms, and so far has been seizure free. Do, 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 do. Oh shit, shit, shit! Mute, 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 mute. Because I really don't need that feeding back into my head. So I'm trying to pop the chat out. That's what I want. I want to pop the chat out. Don't particularly care about... fuck it. I'll just keep it like this. Since I'm not going to be using Discord for anything. Alright. Yeah, sorry. Really clumsy tonight. Trying to get used to this again. Start her up. So the last 3 years. Holy crap. So the weekend after the big ass long stream, my wife and I went camping. The camping was god awful freaking cold. God awful cold. And as such, we needed to find a way to stay warm. So the people we went camping with, clever folks, or clever person, he brought literally a pickup truckload of wood. So, and when I say it was cold, it was very much the coldest day of that fall. Possibly the coldest day of that year. It was 2022. And we burnt all that wood, but it was just this massive amount of wood. And again, when I say cold, it was like 19 frickin' degrees. Hey, Misha. Love you, sis. Yeah, it was in the teens. It was, and the night dipped lower than that. It was god awful cold. Crippling cold. And I'm being really clear on that because people should know I hate being cold. So this was a stretch for me to even be in this campground this time of year. Shit. So the chat chat window is, I've got it, so Twitch and, there we go, Twitch and Restream will, I can get the chat to actually appear on the stream when this is not being a dink about resizing. There we go. Boom, boom. Don't need that to be that big. Boom. Great. Actually, let me go ahead and even shrink that a little bit so it's not overlapping my pretty face. Alright, where was me? The other thing one does when it's that bleeding cold is, especially when camping, is drink, and we did. So it was a great weekend. Fantastic weekend. I actually do remember it, although I probably shouldn't be able to. Yeah, I know, being bad. I'm being very bad. So we're sitting in the campground. It's as I said, it's cold, and we're joined by a couple people. Someone I had just met like the summer before, or maybe like 2 summers before, and an old friend of ours came, as well as the friend that we were camping with, and then a couple people I'd never met before, but was really happy to get to meet them. And it starts with the friend that we regularly go camping with, announcing, "Hey, I'm gonna run a LARP event." And I had not LARPed at this point
If you want to buy from someone who knows, give me a shout if you have any questions.
over 10 years. And I had not LARPed with the group that he was LARPing with in close to 20.
Maybe next time.
I was retired. I was happily retired. I'm like, yep, nope. I'm good.
I've got some credits if you could help me out here.
He announces he's going to run.
Might not be legal though.
And I should mention that everyone, and I mean everyone, at this camping event was a LARP at one point or another, or were actively LARPers. In fact, I think 4 of us had been the president. Isn't she pretty? That's the new Panther Clipper. Isn't she pretty? So he starts with the, "I'm going to run a game." My reply was, "Good for you. I'm retired. I like my free time." Right? Love my free time. I am all about free time. So, no, you can't go into that business. Not Star Citizen. You just get to the blue light. So, he says, "Gonna need a lot of cast," which is, for those not sure what cast are, that's the NPCs. It's like, "Good for you. I'm retired." Right? I'm retired. His reply, "Have a beer." Okay. I had a beer. Yeah, we sat, we told stories, we reminisced. Shit we've done here, shit we've done here. Boom. Places we wanted to go. This is still technically COVID time, so it's not as easy. But okay, we were outside. No big deal. We were freezing. No big deal. And also, we were all, we all knew each other. And we knew where the others had been. Because, that helps. So, here we are, again, drinking. And, my friend says, "Hey, gonna need cast." This is the second time he said that. "I'm running a game. I'm running this game. I wrote it for a friend of mine." Good for you. I'm retired. Interesting. I cannot sell off. Fuck. Okay. Lesson learned. If you double up on power play goods when you're over a certain level, you actually get stuck with them. That's very interesting to know. It sucks. I guess I'm going to be dumping them in space. Because I need to go here. I know I need to go here because I know... Actually, I should check. So I've been helping complete a spaceport. We're actually almost done those. I might be able to finish those tonight when we talk. Boy, where was I? Oh, right. Second time. I need, I'm running this game. I need cast. Great, I'm retired. Have a beer. I think as a normal
landing gear retracted.
God damn, that's loud.
Landing restraints retracted. Please observe safety
Yes,
when
I
traversing the docking
use
bay.
Don't give me shit. I don't care. but it was fucking cold. And we may have started drinking early. Somewhere around the third or fourth during the course of the day. He says, hey, yeah, you know, remember, I'm running this game and I'm going to need cast. Yeah. All right. You know what?
Speed restrictions lifted.
Fuck it.
Thank you, Commander.
I will come
Have
cast.
a splendid journey.
I will come cast. I will bring you people to cast. I will call in favors.
Frameshift drive charging.
What the fuck? Why not? At this point, my wife's laughing. She knew it was coming. And the woman sitting next to me, who was at that point, I think I'd met maybe twice. She started laughing. She knows what's coming. And our one dear friend that we've known since 1996, she's just smiling because she knows what's coming. So a beer later, it went from,
Fuel scooping.
you know, I'm going to need cast to, I got a lot to write. I could use help. And, you know, it's a year from now. Year. Plenty of time, right? Plenty of time. Huh. Anyway. Oh, right. I gotta jettison this crap. Luckily, I don't care about money. So, here we are. Here we are with, you know, I need help writing it. Shit. If he'd have led with that, I'd have been all in. I had been, for a long time, wanting to write. I hadn't written much of anything in years. Ooh, ice cream for me. Thank you, lovely wife. Ice cream for me. So I hadn't run anything or written anything really other than, you know, a tabletop game for a couple of people in 10 years. Okay. You know what? Absolutely, I want to write. Not a problem. At this point, my wife leans down and whispers to me, keep it up and you're gonna find yourself GMing it. You know, with our friend. No, I'm not. I hear some snickers. No, I didn't. No, not interested in that. Want to write. Cast. Write. It is no secret. We ran for years with this group. We ran horror games. I love the horror games. I kind of wanted a horror game. I wanted to run a horror game. I still want to run a horror game. I run some creepy ass shit, but don't let me get ahead of myself. Pardon me while I inhale some ice cream. I've been waiting for a week for some ice cream. So, here we are. I'm going to write. My wife says, hey, you're going to wind up again. Now, we drank more. Finished off the wood. Great day. I stopped drinking in time to make sure I was not going to be miserably hungry. We went to bed. Nice and warm in our camp. That's what we do. Everyone's happy. The next morning, a couple people, they went home. They were just there to hang out. Good day. Next morning, our friend that we camped with had the other lady, who again, I'd met maybe 2 or 3 times at this point, who I have since become fairly close with. She's, like family. And that's, like, okay. For those of you who know me, when I say like family, that's probably not a compliment. But trust me, in this case, it is. I absolutely adore her. And her husband.
Landing gear deployed.
I've been associated. Ooh, so the friend, she come over. I don't want to say their names, so I'll just, R and M. R's the guy, M's the girl. R and M come over for breakfast from his camper. And we're sitting there. Now, again, I remind you, it's in the freaking high single digits, low double digits in the morning. So there's no water in the campground, and I'm not putting water in the trailer in that temperature, because even though it's technically an all-winter camper, no, it's just too damn cold. Plus, we'd had a malfunction with the main furnace, so we'd have been fucked. Went to Diane, my wife, went down to the restroom. It's a hike. It's down to where the main office was. It's not close. It's not too far. So she goes down. I don't know. Maybe we were still a little tipsy. Maybe. Yeah. Wow. Commodity market, dumbass. So being still a little tipsy. So we weren't hungover. We're sitting talking. Wife's down at the restroom. I'm sitting talking to R&M. And R starts talking about the game again. Starts giving me the idea for what's going on, so I can start thinking. Wow. This system is almost out
Cargo
of what I
hold
need.
at maximum capacity.
That sucks. I'm not going to be able to finish. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. Are there any of my people on helping? Very likely. Okay. Our search, he's talking about what he's planning. Really neat novel idea. There's a creepy ass supernatural
Landing gear
element to it.
retracted.
And a murder
Ship
mystery.
restraints restricted. You may depart when
This
ready.
whole, almost, oh, what the hell's her name? No. Ridiculous. The author that wrote the Poirot stories, he wants that kind of feel to it. And he says, you can help write that part. That's new for me. I normally would have written supernatural stuff. So, A, I get to write. B, I get a challenge. I get to do something new. I was getting stoked. And we were still a little tipsy.
Frameshift drive charging.
So then he says, and he swears to this day he doesn't
4,
remember.
3, 2,
Swears he
1.
doesn't remember.
Engage.
I'm gonna need someone to help run it. I'm gonna need a coach. Did not answer. But it went back of my mind. Right? So. Although, again, I can hear M snickering. Because she knows. She knows.
Frameshift drive
So, of
charging.
course, wife comes back down. We eat breakfast together. I telling her what happened. She starts laughing. Unfortunately, at this point, it's Sunday. We gotta go home. I have to go to work the next day. In fact, she had to go to work the next day. We went home. At this point, she and I are both still working remote. And at that point, I was working remote, like 1 week out of the 2.
Fuel scooping.
I hated it. Really hated it. I felt so disconnected. But, you know, it's not good.
Fuel scooping complete.
And my mind keeps replaying that conversation. And I'm texting a couple of my friends from the other one I ran. And, you know, people who know me. Sorry, yes, I am reading chat. It is just not working the way it should. So, hi, Base Nuker. Sorry again. Actually, I didn't see you were on, and I don't know why it didn't pop up my window. This is the first stream I've done in 3 years, Base Nuker, so I'm kind of relearning shit, including the software. Thought I had it, guess I don't. Shit happens. Let's see, where was I? Right. This is all running through my mind. And I'm going, this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. I shouldn't want to do this. It was very stressful back in the day. Very stressful. In the end, I'm texting my friends going, should I do this? And a couple were like, no, you probably shouldn't. A couple were like, well, if you want to, you know, helpful. And my wife is going, you want to do it, just fucking text him. So I text her. She's like, were you serious about that? This is where he swears to God he doesn't remember, which is funny. We talked for a couple minutes. He goes, yeah, you know what? Let me go run this through people in charge, make sure everything's cool. Text me back. I don't know, probably 10 minutes later. Yep, you're in. Congratulations. So we arrange it. I'm going to go to an event later the next year, 23, to get the hang of things again. And the whole time we're writing. We started writing. I started writing New Year's Eve. My dog was sick. He had these weird muscle spasms. And, pardon me, I'm just cleaning up a mess that was made behind me, so things don't get worse. My dog was having these horrible muscle spasms. And I took him to the vet. My wife and I took him to the vet. It was New Year's Eve. It was frickin' New Year's Eve. Or actually, I guess it was the 30th. It was December 30th. At least it was December 30th when we got to the vet, because it was an emergency vet. This dog, let me tell you, is more important to me than most humans. So this was me, and he's old. And we had just lost a dog. So I'm flipping him. I am absolutely bug nuts flipping him. So my wife had gotten me this little toy for Christmas to write. It is a Remarkable, it's called. It is a handy as hell little tool. I like to handwrite first and then transcribe. I think I write better. I write more creatively that way. I'd like to think I do. I literally have been waiting for ice cream for a week, so I'm sorry. I'm going to be a little piggish. I'm eating ice cream. I start writing. I took it with me, and while we're waiting for the vet to see him, it's an emergency vet. You know, we were there early in the evening. I'm waiting, and I am waiting, and I'm writing. I start writing out the family. I have to write out the families of this region that we're in, and create the motivations. Never done this before, so I did a couple of neat things to do it. I used Ancestry.com, made a fake family, and let that help me build the family. And I ended up writing down everything. We were at the vet's close to 7 hours between waiting and tests and waiting some frickin' more, and then paying a shocking amount of money and getting home somewhere around 3 in the morning. So, you know, by the time we got home, it was December 31st. I wound up writing almost the entire half of my part of the game. And then I still had another 10 months at that point to refine it. And I started attending the writers' meetings. And I got to know the vice president of creative division, and I talked about what I wanted to do. They were, okay, this is doable. We'll see how things go with what we're going to run with R. And I made it very clear to everyone involved, myself included, myself especially, and my wife, I am not looking for any responsibility. I want to go to a couple games, relax, have fun. I want to write, and I will continue to write if my writing is well received. And, maybe run a game or two a year, depending on what they have or what they need. Probably one game a year, right? Cool. That was it. And there was more than a few. Yeah, right. But man, they're smart asses. I know, right? No, I'm not dumb. Most of the time.
Docking request granted.
Sorta. So I went to the first LARP game I'd been to in close to 11 years at this point, and the first time with this group in over 20. Hot as hell. July 20th. Hot as hell.
Deployed.
Very grateful that the one I would be running would be in October when it would not be hot. So we go from there. I keep attending the writing meetings. As I said, I intended, if my writing was well received, to continue to write.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Now, the fun thing, one of the GMs for the game that I went back to that in July, it was his first time ever GMing. He is the son of one of the people that have been around forever with this group, and he's a tremendous GM. Oh my God, so creative. I love casting for him. It was a very hot weekend, but it was a lot of fun. Very, very interesting concept for the game. The writers did a great job. The cast did a great job. The GMs did a great job. So, where were we then? We're at the end of that. We're doing the game wrap. I mean, we got all the way through this game, 24 hours. It was hot as hell. Then it started to rain as we were trying to pack up. Since we were doing game wrap, it started to rain. So we ran inside and we're talking. And at the end, the guy who was the president at the time thanks me for coming back. Said it was great, great to see my face again. Although he and I only met like once before that. Someone said, "Hey, bring your wife." Hey, not a chance, because she's done with it. Plus, I figure at some point, if I need her
Landing gear retracted.
ever to
Ship
do something, I
released.
figure I've got
Engines
one shot.
engaged.
I'm not going to blow it until I need it. Woo. Again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. They said, "Well, you're coming back for our Labor Day event." So I don't know if I will. There's usually family events. And boy, that Labor Day event, that's 3 days long. That's a lot. That's a lot on me. I'm old. Probably not. Got home. There's significant flooding. I was really glad I had a Jeep. Got home, and my wife goes, "Yeah, no, there's nothing going on family-wise that weekend. Your brother stopped doing stuff." Well, hell. Okay. Still, I'm only going out, I only decided, no, I'm only going to go up for one day. So I went up for one day, because that's what we did years ago. On a day for the 3-day events, because it's a lot. And it was hot. Again, got through that one day. Again, still attending every writer's meeting that I can. And that was cool. Got home. 2 days later, the VP of the creative group says to me, or sends me a message, "Hey, I'm resigning." Yeah, I knew you were about done.
Frameshift drive charging.
She'd been doing it forever. I'm old. I'm trying. They'd been doing it forever. She also doesn't take offense if someone slips up. See?
4,
Slipped up and
3, 2, 1.
there it is.
Engage.
I tried. I knew that they were looking to be done, and I thought they'd pick day as successful. So, they say to me,
Fuel scooping.
"Hey, Chad, so you've been attending all these
Fuel
meetings,
scooping
you've been doing
complete.
this, you've been doing this. Want the job?" Fuck. Because I'm gonna be honest. I had been maintaining. I just want to write. I want to run a couple games here and there. I don't want a position. I'd maintain that, maintain that, maintain that. And then the VP says, "Give up the job." So I say, "I'm going to get back to you in a day or two." Because the honest truth was, and I knew it right away, yes, I wanted it. I wanted it very badly. Why did I want it? I don't know. I honestly cannot say why I did. But I did. And like every brave individual who has been married at this point for almost 30 years is wont to do, I did not going to tell my wife. So I didn't tell her for a couple days that I wanted to do it. I did tell her that I was asked. And my wife brought something up, and I don't remember what it was. And I must have looked real guilty for a second. And she's like, so you've already been asked to replace the VP, haven't you? I said, well, sort of. They asked if I wanted it.
Orbital flight
You?
engaged.
Yeah, but I don't know why. She laughed. Because I don't know how to put it, but my wife hit it on the head.
Orbital flight engaged.
Boy, I just oversteered something fierce. I need to seriously fix my trajectory, otherwise I'm gonna fuck this up. You like to be the head of things. She's right. I mean, of course she's right. She's been married to me for so long. She knows exactly what I'm thinking. So I reply back, yep, I want it. Great. And my wife's completely cool with it. And I think my wife talked to the other person about how things were done. And I went, yep, so this won't kill him too much. So, I guess going into after the Labor Day event, ramp it up for my event with R. And I think this was kind of an interview in itself. R and I ran our game, and it rained. It rained from Friday night we got there. When we get there Friday night, we set up. Beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. Loved it. Saturday, rain. Rain and chilly. Rain and miserable. Crap. Right? Crap. But we went ahead as if it wasn't raining. And nobody cared about the rain. The stories were amazingly well received. The action was amazingly well received. Things went, for the most part, honestly, the way we intended them to. That's unheard of. That's unheard of in any role-playing. So, it was remarkable. In probably the 15 years
Northern
I've been
Peterson, Mike Oscar Romeo. You are now within Imperial jurisdiction.
I
Kindly
cannot
maintain decorum while
tell
conducting
you
business at this facility.
how many times I went to bed on the Saturday night of Alarm. Happy and smiling and glad. But yeah, we were super high spirits going to bed. It was amazing. And Sunday, one of the head writers talked me into playing a character I played 20 years before. Technically, he was retired, but he comes in to show up to do something. He was a religious figure. I went in, did what I was supposed to do, and I'm trying to leave, and one of the guys had been there and been friends with him occasionally.
Access permitted.
Shared
Please
the
make
same
your way
religion.
landing
He says
pad
to me,
12.
Hey, Cora,
Use of automated
before you
document
go,
feature permitted.
can you give
You
us
are
a
clear
morning
to hand over
service?
control.
There was a lot of swearing under my breath, but I figured, yeah, I'll wing it. So I'm doing this, and there's like 5 people paying attention, which is intimidating if you're not used to that. Very
Landing gear deployed.
intimidating if you're not used to that, as a matter of fact. Well, I give the blessing. And I give the blessing. The rain stops. The clouds part, and a sunbeam right on me.
Landing complete. Systems offline. Greetings, Commander.
This is shit you can't plan. It was amazing. We finish the event Sunday. And it was awesome. I had never been that pleased with an event. I ran some good ones. It was awesome. I'm
Cargo
so
hold
glad.
at maximum capacity.
So glad I came out of retirement to do this, right? A couple weeks later, the guy that was the president of the group calls. We do the actual interview. And then, about a week later or two, he calls, yep, you still want to do it? You got it. So that's how it happened. And the funny thing was, is even before that October event, I started writing another one. That a friend of mine had a really good idea, a concept for.
Ship released. Please take note of oncoming traffic
So
when leaving the
weekend,
facility.
and
Thank you.
That was actually approved before the end of the October event, and it was approved that I was going to either run it in March of the next year or April of the next year. So this is even before I'm official, but this event's approved. At this point, I said to M,
Frameshift
we did
drive
that.
charging.
Then we went again, a campground,
4,
and we
3,
drank.
2,
Although
1,
I had to
engage.
kind of not drink a lot because I had to drive home. We didn't camp that weekend. It was just me and my daughter. Who we'll get to that in a moment. She was 23 at the time. She didn't drink either, and we'll get to that in a moment. So I said, M was there again, so I said, hey M, I got this idea for a game. Because someone had said to me when I initially plotted, who do you want? I said, I want M. And they went, good fucking luck. Because she's real picky about who she runs with. Yeah, that's mostly soup now. So, said to her, hey, this is the concept for this game I have. This is what the head writers have given me permission to do.
Frameshift drive charging.
I would absolutely love it if you would run with me. I'm going to give you the direct quote. You seem to have your shit together. This is a good idea. Let's do it.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And then I was told, or I got the call, hey, can you run the March one? Because I wanted the April one originally. Can you run the March one? Because the guy who's going to run the March one can't be there, so he's going to run the April one. Sure.
Fuel scooping.
It's honestly no big deal to change it up like that. Happy to do it, right? that is, that led us into 2024. We ran the game in March of 2024. It was Em and I and the guy who ran the first game we came back to. Because when I got the VP position, he was made a head writer too. I really wanted to run with him. The guy that was going to run with R, but he had health problems, so I ended up running. And we'll just say A for the guy that ended up running with him. Em and I. It was a great concept. It was what if the afterlife got stolen concept. Now, rolling back a little bit to post-Thanksgiving, early December, every year we do a retreat between the seasons where the writers get together and the writers get together and talk about what they were doing each year. Right before that retreat, it's announced that, hey, VP right here. And I will note, and I noted then, and I will note now, there was almost no surprise. Almost zero surprise that it was going to be me. I guess, I don't know, I was enthusiastic or something. So we go, the retreat. That's a long weekend, let me tell you. A lot of talking. One of the head writers helped me run it because it was my first time, and I had no clue how to run this meeting. But we had a good meeting, a lot of fun. We did the game in March. That was a lot of fun. I did the game in April. Then our June game, and these games they're under my creative umbrella now. The June game we had actually wound up not using the site that we normally use. We used the site the group originally started on, which is a camping site. So this was a first for a lot of people, but it was so cool being back to where it all began. And that was an awesome game too. That was a fantastic game. A young lady that had started coming to the games with our March game came back. She helped run the cast room. She's also swiftly become one of my favorite people. So this is where I've been the last 3 years. I started LARPing again. I started writing heavily again. Some days it's overwhelming. Some days I feel like I am a complete fucking imposter. I feel like I'm making an ass of myself, that I have no business doing this with people who are literally half and less, or more than half my age. They're 18, 19-year-olds. I'm in my 50s. What the hell am I thinking? And then it's funny because sometimes when I'm at kind of a low point in that, I'm like, shit. What am I doing? Why am I? What am I thinking? I'll get taken aside by somebody unsolicited. And there was one in particular who did this, took me aside. They said they were him. When they first saw me at that first game I went back, he actually tripped when he saw me because I had not been to one of these things in 20 years. He said how glad he was to see me. He knew I'd been compromised, stomped. That I breathed a lot of extra life into it, and that he was so glad I was back. And that meant a lot to me because I wasn't sure how I was doing. I honestly was not sure how I was doing.
Docking request granted.
Um, it was a lot. And from the years before when we had played, this gentleman was, and I got a lot of favorite people. He was, and still is, one of my absolute all-time favorite people. I loved the game with him. I was, years ago, had the privilege of casting for him in a horror game, and this past October 24,
Landing gear deployed.
he and another GM lost their third GM. He couldn't make it, so I got asked to fill in for them. I'm like, I'm really sorry. You just GM'd the game. You don't want to do too many a year, but can you do this with them? Yep, okay, sure. And it was an honor to be asked by them, and it was an
Docking
absolute honor to
successful.
run it.
Engines
Privilege.
disengaged.
Yeah, again, some of my favorite people. Absolutely love these folks. And that leads us to this year. Ran the second game, ran the April game this year. I think I'm running the October game. And again, the April game that we ran this year, it was M and I again, and we asked the young lady that had joined us the year before and started helping out. I said to her before the year ended, "So you're gonna GM next year with me, right?" Because she has that kind of energy. Sure, I'd love to do it. So the three of us did that. We try to have three. We try to have two people that can swap in and out at all times, and someone behind the organization desk. And we can also swap them around as we need them. So that is where we wound up. That's where we wound up with. We ran that game was a lot of fun. It was based on superstitions and urban legends, particularly like superstitions and urban legends in central Pennsylvania and down through the Appalachian Mountains. We've done a lot of research into them. It was really cool. We'd actually come up with the idea before. So it was honestly it was pretty magic. It was a little frustrating at times because again things don't go where they're supposed to. Oh well, but it ran so well. So there's a general rule when you're writing a LARP.
Frameshift drive charging.
Make sure in any particular puzzle you have 3 clue drops. 3 ways to make people make the adventure if the PCs know. This is the puzzle. Here's your possible solutions. 3.
2.
And we made sure 3 every puzzle. And the first major puzzle, they ignored all 3. just was like, yep, crap. They have no idea they're supposed to do this. They're actually kind of afraid of doing what they needed to do.
Fuel scooping.
And it was a portal in which superstition creatures were flying out of. So we just got kind of heavy-handed. I kept, as they were standing there examining it and going, gee, do you think we should? Do you think we should? I just started, jumping out of the portal. We'd smack them a little bit. So eventually went, yep, okay. So on we go. It worked in the end. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. They are a lot of work to put together. this year, one of the things I wanted was you can kind of get a little traditional with LARPing, a little repetitive, and I wanted to break that. So this year the games have been something different. All three. The first game, the writers and the GMs wrote it to be. Technically, I was sort of a GM for this one too, because they didn't have a third. Well, you need a third. I wound up being the third in the pack. That was an eye opener. It was kind of like medieval fantasy reality TV, and it was clever, and it was chaotic, and it was weird, and it was fun. And then we did the Superstitions in April, and that was actually kind of close to a traditional game, but just an unusual premise. A couple things didn't go off, and I'm a little sad they did. Ran out of time.
Orbital flight engaged.
And then come up with this remarkably amusing story of the townspeople fish fighting. They would, it was a fishing village. They'd go, they'd fish, and they'd use the fish to, and we got plushy fish, so it was safe to fight each other. And it was so cute, and it didn't happen because we ran out of time. And I was so bummed, and she was bummed. And someday it'll happen, but not yet. Then the third game was a June game. Was completely ordinary. It was kind of like what happens when all the bad guys get together and say, we've been getting our asses handed to us for years. What if we start thinking like these guys? They had a convention, and the Avengers had to infiltrate the convention and stop it. And the writers, this was their first time writing and GMing. It was fantastic. A little weird for some of the folks, but it was a lot of
Logan
fun.
Peterson, Mike Oscar Romeo.
I will also say it was the first game since I've been back without Evan, her
Observe traffic
husband.
regulations when approaching the facility.
That was awkward for me
Approval granted.
because
Set course for landing pad 1-1.
we are pretty
Clear
close.
for automated approach, Commander.
Then we had, not last week, but the weekend before, we did an online event. We just divided, we have a bunch of people wrote little, 2-3 hour long modules that we did online to keep people's going. And because we realized a few years back, July sucks to run in because it's too damn hot. So that was cool. I wrote 2 and ran 3. A friend in Venetia that I said,
Landing
I
gear
can get
deployed.
into this mess. So she wrote one that I ran. A friend of mine's son was able to experience the game for the first time this way. I was really happy I could do that for him.
Landing complete. You may alight when ready. Have a pleasant visit, Commander.
I'm trying to pay attention to the chat now, so of course no one's chatting. Yeah, so it was, and then our Labor Day event's coming up in a few weeks. The writing deadline's this weekend. I have a little bit more to write for it. R has some stuff to write for it for the guys that are running it. It's being run by A and his dad, and the nice lady that ran with us in April. Because apparently, she's a glutton for punishment too. I bought a little mini air conditioner to take with me because I did not sleep last year at the 3-day event. The 3-day event last year was brutal. I'd never done it. I'd never done the full 3 days before, so that was the first time I ever did the full 3 days. And holy hell, I was tired, and holy hell, I did not sleep because of the heat. So I learned my lesson this year. I said to my wife, I said, look, I either get one of these things, or you're you're making reservations in the campground that's nearby, and I'm coming at night and sleeping in the trailer. Yeah, so I got a little mini air conditioner because she didn't particularly want to go camping that weekend, and I don't blame her. She's kind of, I know what, she's afraid that I'm going to try to rope her in the cover of the game.
Cargo hold
And I'm not.
at
I am,
maximum
honestly,
capacity.
I am not going to do it. She has said she doesn't want to. And again, I figure someday I'm going to need her. Someday I'm going to need her, and I'm going to get one shot at it. I am not going to blow that shot in the game that I'm not running. Sorry, guys. So I'm not going to blow that shot in a game that I'm running.
Landing gear retracted.
I would not try to get her, but
Landing coupler disengaged.
some of
Please
our
take note of oncoming
religious
traffic
friends
when
that are
leaving
there
the facility. Thank you.
probably would. And I'm respecting the fact that she wants to remain retired, at least until that day comes. And that'll be something very special. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to have to be something really special.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now that'll start a fight because the people that want her to go, I know, want her in the kitchen. I'm gonna want her for cast, so there's gonna be a tug of war there. All right, so
3, 2,
that has been half of the chaos that has been the last 3 years of my life. It's a lot. I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot, right? Right? So, the next half. And this is absolutely, without a doubt,
escaping.
like the best thing ever.
Fuel scooping complete.
So 23 started rough. You know, going into 2023, my dog was sick. Thought we were going to lose him. But he turned out to be okay. It was just he was breaking a muscle. He's getting old. He's an old man, right? Got my system on this. So, you know, the old man, and you know, some folks that may look around here and go, "Hey, I watched this dude before. Let's take a look at what he's doing now. It looks a lot like the same shit he used to do." They probably have seen that dog on camera. Boston Terrier, he's adorable. He's without a doubt my best friend, at least as far as animals go. But he's good, right? So, a couple days before my birthday, my wife's dog gets sick. I take him to the vet, and the vet's like, "Yeah, okay, you know, this is what's up, but it's an infection. Take him home, give him this medicine. He'll be fine." A few days pass. I think 2 days before my 50th birthday. And 49th birthday. He gets really sickening. They run back to the vet, and they do some more tests, and they figure the infection wasn't just an infection. There's something up with his heart, and it was a damn thing. So that was our first dog. It was my wife's dog. We lost him that day. It sucked. A lot. A whole lot. It's not, you know, it still kind of sucks talking about it because he was with us for a long time. So then we get, you know, The next day, the night before my birthday, my brother's wife calls me. I don't get along with my brother. The long story there involves my mom, who passed in August of 2020. It's not my brother's fault, but she was living with him, and he was clueless. I don't believe it was directly his fault, but he certainly didn't help the situation, and he bled her monetarily dry. This was a woman who she moved back up here from where she lived after my dad died, was very rich. My dad left her a lot of money. And my comments always were, it's your money. You lived with Dad for almost 50 years. You fucking earned that. It's your money. I got my own. My brother didn't see it that way. He bled her dry. Or really close to it. Really close to it. Anyway, my brother's wife called me. And it was a weird marriage. It was the Harmony marriage. And she was close to my age. My brother was 12 years older than me. They were well into their adulthood when they met. My brother had gone to dinner with her and collapsed and died. Right, holy shit, right? Holy shit. What the fuck? And as I said, I didn't get along with him. He'd done some really dumb shit.
Landing gear deployed.
But I told him the last few times I saw him. I told him at Mom's funeral. I told him any other time I saw him. They were illegal. You are sick. You need to get to a doctor now. Dude had no neck. Dude had no discernible ankles. There's someone at the in the news at the moment who has no discernible ankles. My brother made that man look
Docking successful.
fucking physically.
Engines disengaged.
I said to my brother, I used to be an EMT, right? Said to my brother, you are in congestive heart failure. Get to a doctor. He didn't. Also come to find out he didn't like taking his heart pills because they made him feel woogie. Okay. So he passed. Yep. My sister-in-law calls me again. More than once, hunting for money. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we just inherited a fair amount from Mom. What happened to your money? Well, we did this with it. We did this with it. Oh, so you blew it. Sorry. Okay. Going on. She goes, when can you make, what, you know, I got to do the funeral arrangements. When can you be here? I live 2 hours north. I've got a job where I can't just take off certain days. There are 3 days out of every 10. I absolutely 100%, without question, does not matter what else is going on, I have to be at that job. If I am not, 3,000 people are fucked. I pay them. So I said, okay, any day but these 2 days. Guess which day she schedules the funerals for. The funeral viewing for. So, while I did not get along with my brother, and I had a lot of weird feelings about what happened, because, I mean, he'd been a douche to me my entire life. I certainly didn't wish for him to be gone like this. I'm not a monster. I'm an asshole, but I'm not a monster. I couldn't go. If I went, I'm screwing 3,000 people, including myself. Including friends and family friends, and I couldn't. And it was very calculated. She did not really want me there, so she's also buried him. She buried him up where they lived, and I knew from talking to him he wanted to be buried and had. It wasn't paid for, but had a spot reserved for him next to my mom and dad. I mean, you know, he didn't cut the strings when he was alive. Why would he cut them when he was dead, right? Okay, so, sorry, dark joke. So, yeah, that happened. So now there's just, where there was 3 brothers, there is now...
Landing gear retracted. Ship raised. Engines engaged.
And, you know, he's 16 years older than I am, so, you know, we don't exactly communicate that much either. A lot of people assume I don't like him. It's not that. It's just, I don't have anything in common with the man. You know, he was literally old enough to biologically have been my father. I mean, obviously, he wasn't. Otherwise, I'd be a raving idiot. Because, I take after my dad. A lot. I got some more mom's qualities, but not as much as I had my dad's. And I'm good with that. So that's not even the other half. And I said, the other half is really good. No. It wasn't that. It said, I'm not a monster. I'm not an asshole. No, so I am an asshole, but I'm not a monster.
Frameshift drive charging.
As I am, you know, going back to 23, as I am prepping, it is middle of August. In fact, it is almost 2 years to the day. It was, you know, my wife's 50th birthday. Our daughter, 22 at the time, calls me first. She knows.
Fuel scooping.
Announces she's
Fuel scooping complete.
okay. I thought about it for a few seconds and realized, fuck it. You know what? This is kind of nice. She's an adult. She's not a kid. I'm the age that I am. At that point, I'm 49. I'm actually kind of happy about this. Okay, you know what? Great. I'm ready to be Grandpa. I can deal with this. The boyfriend was the boyfriend. Right? I'm not going to say any more of that. So, you know, that's what that is. Cool. I said to her, for fuck's sake, tell your mom tomorrow. I think she told her 5 minutes later. Our older daughter actually went, why are you telling mom on her birthday? When my wife got over the initial stun, we both went, you know what? Again, she's an adult. This is what she wants. We have already said, hey, you know, we'll do what we can for you. Helped her get out of a shit situation. She's back home. I'm happy to see our son was born in April. And he is, or April 24. And he is fucking awesome. He is so
Orbital
cool.
flight engaged.
I was his second pap. His first word was mom. I was his second word. I am also happy to say his third word was shit. Yes, that was my doing. And the little man understood the context. He dropped the toy and looked at it and went, shit. Yeah, I'm kind of proud. I am going to be that grandfather. Right? But no, they're here with us. It's awesome. He is definitely a handful, but he's pretty awesome. We're taking him camping next weekend. That's going to be his first trip. It's been an experience because we cheated. My wife and I, we cheated. We became parents. We did it through adoption. Our girls were 4 and 7. We adopted them. We skipped this whole infant stage. And there's times that I go, yeah, I now remember why we skipped the infant stage. Because little man is gross, but he is so much fun. So if you're seeing this strobing effect, this is like the only thing I do particularly like the Panther Clipper. There's a lot of planets that do the strobing effect. And when you've got a little mild headache or a little mild buzz, it ain't fun.
Zorgan Peterson, Mike Oscar Romeo. This is the Imperial Flight Operations Bureau. Please approach the port within safe speed limits and follow the correct docking procedures. Permission granted. Please make your way to landing pad 11.
So yeah, that's the second half of my last
docking computer permitted. You are
and
clear
it's
to hand over control.
an adventure that we hadn't had. Obviously, my daughter hadn't had yet, and it's been there's been some moments. Oh, there's definitely been some moments, but he's awesome, and she's a good mom. She she's in a shit situation. She turned that around. She's good. She did great. I'm so proud of her. Proud of her sister, what her sister's accomplished. I got good kids, so obviously I had nothing to do with it, right? I think every parent feels that. Every parent feels like they're fucked up. Testing the chat.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh my god, it's tiny. That's why I couldn't see what that guy had to say. Holy crap. Alright, so I gotta play with that at a later date. I'm not even going to try to fix that right now. Wow, I'm actually gonna... wow, that's why I couldn't see what base degree was. So it's... Well, I mean, you can see it. It's that freaking tiny.
Greetings, Commander.
So yeah, this is actually a new computer too. So like my chatbot monitoring, I don't have that running. I really just installed the broadcast software last week. I had no idea even if it was gonna, do anything that I wanted to. So it's a little goofy, but I got it going. My daughter's come to a couple games with me. She came to both the October games that I helped run. First one she was pregnant, second one afterward. That was hard for her leaving the kiddo for the first time. So he's just old enough now that he likes doors. And I'm pretty certain
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
he likes doors. He likes to close them. So he'll walk in here when I'm playing a game or working, and someone follows him down the hall. He'll slam the door in their face. I don't encourage that, but it is funny. He loves to close doors. That's his thing. Doors should be shut at all times. Open door is not cool. He loves to shut doors. He loves the dogs. So my wife did get a new dog.
Landing gear
My
retracted.
dog. We just lost the
You are
dog
clear for
we
departure.
got him with that previous summer. Then her dog passed. So my dog was pretty mopey. All of a sudden he's alone. So yeah, she got a dog. This dog was the definition of skittish. If you look up skittish in the dictionary, my wife's dog. If you look up what the fuck is this in the dictionary, my wife's dog. He's part rat terrier, part rat. I don't know what he is. He's weird, but he's really cool. Looks real dignified. He's got the whole dignified eyebrow thing Scotty dogs get. But yeah, he's definitely some kind of wire-haired terrier. He's got 3 or 4 different fur textures on his body. He is weird.
Frameshift drive
At that
charging.
point, for a long time, he wanted nothing to do with me. He was terrified of me. The only thing I figured out,
Way ahead is clear. Imperial Flight Operations Bureau
he
signing
came
off.
from a hoarding situation. This dog.
3,
He was in
2, 1.
And dude did not respond to commands. So one night, for the hell of it, I looked at him and said, "Ici," which is French for here. And the little fucker came over to me. He did French. He has since obviously English. So, yeah, I do know some French. I'm trying to learn it again as a hobby.
Fuel scooping complete.
You know, I'm not going to speak. My wife certainly doesn't know it. So, the dog knows English now. But it was a long time for me to make it with me. For a while, he would only want to come near me in bed, and I had my CPAP mask on. And now it's, he'll come near me if I'm sitting down. He does not like it when I stand up. And if she goes to work and I'm working remote, he'll come sit at my feet sometimes. But he loves the baby. Absolutely adores the baby. And that's a relief. And my dog likes the baby. My dog is just old. Hers is probably a favorite. About 2 years old. They tried to tell us he was over the top. Learned his name real fast. It was really kind of interesting. We renamed him. The name came just, no. It didn't fit. It did not fit the dignified look this dog has. So the name we gave him is much more dignified. It fits him. It really does. Anyone that sees him, they laugh when they hear the name. And then they see him, they're like, yeah, no, that fits. That works. He loves the baby. He actually tolerates my cat. My cat tolerates him. My cat does not tolerate my Boston Terrier, nor does the Boston Terrier tolerate the cat. That's, the Boston's only been here 11 years, and he and the cat still fucking hate each other. Old man's about 14 now. It's cute and annoying and sad at the same time. But that has been the 3 years since I've spoken last. I wound up starting to write a LARP again, starting to run a LARP again, being in charge of portions of the LARP again. Never thought I'd do that. Never, ever, ever, ever thought I'd be doing this in my 50s. Not entirely sure I should be. I know I have a couple friends that are looking at me like I'm out of my damn mind. Because Dave's old and Dave's younger than me. Also got into 3D printing. So yeah, I'm a nerd with 3D printing. This is my favorite piece. It's my Strange New World's favorite phaser. It's hard to see with the overlay going. This does separate. So you get the phaser 1. And the targeting range, the targeting range comes up. That's my favorite piece. That's from Strange New Worlds. I've got my original series phaser. Also separates the Phaser 1 and Phaser 2. This was really my first complicated piece that I did. So I can do it better, and I probably will. I've got, I've been printing, I print a shit ton of props for the game. I've got my communicator. This came out remarkably well. And then I have, I did 2 of these. I'm going to show you the one that came out good. This is for a friend of mine. This is the cage. This was the phaser weapon from the pilot episode called The Cage. So this one came out well. The one I did first did not. I had to modify the design a little bit to get it to come out right. And then my skipping franchises, my DL-44 blaster. So this is all 3D printed. This was actually really easy to do. So yeah, it's just, I had to redo the main body. I had to do that twice. First time it came out bad. Haha! So yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I got good. That takes up a lot of time. I've got a starter printer. It's not a great printer, but it you know, creates some really nice results. I make puzzle boxes for my father-in-law. Oh, you crapola. I'm tired.
Docking request granted.
I'm tired. So yeah, I might try to do these more often. I don't know how kind of frequency. We'll see. I don't know if anyone cares. I'm watching that viewer count. It's real high. One here, one here.
Landing gear deployed.
I don't know, maybe YouTube's got a few extra. Check that out. You know, I'm not like delusional. I know that any kind of star, nor do I wish to be any kind of star. I'm just having fun.
Docking successful. Engines
Just
disengaged.
Fun. No, I don't think the YouTube stream is working. You know, I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. Ooh, doggy. Somewhere, unfortunately, I completely lost what I was doing with, what do you call it? By the reviews that I was doing of video games, but trust me, I you know, it's like, boy, you play a lot of video games. Yes, I fucking do. It is stress relief. It is one of the few things that makes me want to not run screaming into the night. forward to doing the steel and titanium on these. Other than steel and titanium, I don't have to fucking land on a planet to get.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Yeah, I know. I should probably sign off soon because I'm starting to really. I figure out what's wrong with that chat. You know, that's just fan-friggin-tastic. That tiny. That means they screwed up that source somewhere. I didn't pick the system. I was gonna fly around in circles. So yeah, this for people who do follow Elite Dangerous, this is the Panther Clipper. Excuse me, Panther Clipper Mark II just came out. It is ridiculous in size, and it was the first ship in the game that can hold over 1,000 tons or something. I love it. I've got it. It's huge. It's huge. It's absolutely freaking huge. I love the fact that the landing gear actually, the landing struts look like claws, and the front kind of looks a little feline, so it's definitely kind of vampirish. Especially it's crouched. So that's cool, right? Right? Or am I just, you know,
Frameshift drive
weird
charging.
and sad? I suspect I'm a little weird and sad. And what's interesting?
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's not flipping the image. It's supposed to flip the image. It's not flipping the image. Fuck, I don't know.
Fuel scooping.
I don't like it to flip the image. But
Fuel scooping complete.
yeah, my job is, it's very stressful, so I use games as a way to cool off. Both my jobs are honestly stressful. I mean, don't. Yeah, it's a LARP event. It's a game. But you know, I'm writing and holding meetings and writing and holding meetings and holding more meetings and more meetings. My wife is very understanding, and anyone who attends should love her because she's not killing me for attending all these meetings. Which is pretty funny because I hate meetings. Oh my god, I'm notorious for hating meetings. I look at my boss and my actual job and go, you do understand I hate meetings, right? Yay! So yeah, I'm also obviously getting tired because I'm making mistakes. I'm making mistakes.
Orbital flight engaged.
I'm making a lot of mistakes now. This probably should be my last load. I'm being dumb. I'm a being dumb. I'm a being dumb. I'm a being done. Cringe, right? Fuck yeah, it's cringe. I am a Gen X. I get to be cringe. I'm a Gen X. I am a father and a grandfather. Damn right I get to be cringe. I am a Gen X nerd. So vertical. Too fast? Nope, nope. I thought I might have been coming in too fast. Actually, looking forward to walk that so I can cover this. But to keep it through it. Well, you know, maybe I get rid of it and they told me what I'd probably play. God damn it. My boss is yeah, I gotta play this.
Vulcan Peterson, Mike Oscar Romeo. You have entered Imperial Sovereign territory. Approach at a safe speed and comply with station regulations.
Brutal cold. And it's nothing but excuse for building management people. But bullshit excuses, bullshit excuses, bullshit excuses. And it's cold. It's so cold, it is ridiculously cold. I'm telling you, back to the building, it's fixed. But then I remember I actually prefer to work in the office because not working in the office, I feel very disconnected. For someone like me, who's not necessarily like people, I hang out with a lot of damn people.
Use of automated docking computer permitted. You are clear to hand over control.
We've got 4 monitors now. It's a gaming laptop with 3 monitors. Right? And, yeah, I am using all 4 monitors. I've got the broadcast software here. I've got Facebook here. I've got Twitch here, and the game in front of me. And like for the first time in a while, the printer is being silent because I just decided not to. I need to redesign something. Design something else. For Labor Day.
Landing gear deployed.
My old computer was not a slouch. This computer fucking was it? I don't know. If I had all of this video going on the computer, it would have puked. I would have blown.
Landing complete. Execute system shutdown. Thank you for your cooperation, Commander.
They're thanking me for my cooperation.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Nope, nope. Use it. So I don't know what it specifically is about this game that keeps me so entranced. But
Landing coupler disengaged. Expedite climb to exit altitude.
There's so many aspects, so much that's there that's complicated and in-depth that keeps me coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back.
Frameshift
I
drive
don't
charging.
even talk about how many hours I have in it. It's a lot. It's a whole lot.
disengaged.
This is how tired I got. And I had a drink. Oh, that was something. Come on. Just finish cooling down, please. Research. In case I didn't mention it, I'm getting tired. I'm making mistakes. Eventually, one of those mistakes will be fatal to this ship. Which, okay, I got it that works. So there's no denying. So even if there's something fatal, the only thing I'm losing is my cargo. Which, that's annoying. It happens. I'm going to land here in a moment. I'm going to unload this cargo, and I think I'm going to head out. It was a lot of fun just catching people up. For those, a couple people that did stop in tonight, thank you very much. Base Sticker, again, I'm sorry. I didn't see the chat. Shit happens. I'm bumped about that. New user, never talked to the guy before, I'm bumped. See if I can get my configuration files from the chat on my channel off my own computer.
Docking request granted.
Maybe I'll just set it up again. I don't know. Or maybe I will. Just had a Facebook memory. I've had these, well, I've been wearing glasses for years. Actually, I've had these specifically for way too long to be wearing them. But I've been wearing glasses now for 7 years. I don't know. Ouch.
Landing
I always
gear
prided
deployed.
myself that I had my hair and I had my glasses. Well, at least I still have my, or had my hair and I had my eyesight. At least I still have my hair.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Alright, let's go unload. So, with that, I just don't have any need to do 5 loads tonight. I wish I did. I could be done in the damn CMM composites. But I am tired. I am tired. Alright, so I am going to head out with that. Thank you for popping in. For anyone that is brave enough to listen to almost 2 hours of video on Twitch, or I don't know, maybe it made it to YouTube, maybe it didn't. Thank you if it did. Love y'all, and have a great night, okay? So, as soon as I see this stop, I will stop the stream.